two of us monitoring as you're watching, and we have the main camera for the viewing for our YouTube channel.
So the biggest question you have for everybody else, that basically where they can answer this, and maybe after they watch the video, when we post the video of the tear in time and space, please leave your comments so that the video after that we can kind of get back to you and have some kind of discussion. It's hard to discuss it or to chime in or have anything to say until you've experienced that 20 minutes of your life. I mean, it probably wasn't even that long. It felt like 2 hours of my life. It was probably 10 minutes.
With that other video?
After I went to the bathroom until it ended, it was like 10 to 15 minutes. It was all from when I went to the bathroom until it ended. And that's all you have to show. You don't have to show anything before that. Just show the clip of like blah, 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 and me going to the bathroom. And then what happened, because that was the important part.
But I think the whole film may be 16 minutes or not that long.
Oh, so I felt, really?
Yeah.
It felt like forever.
Well, when it hits the fan like that, it's going to feel like forever. You know, it's almost like having a panic attack underwater when you're holding your breath. All of a sudden, like,
let me tell you, you were panicking, dude. You were like, I'm in bliss. Yeah, I'm not as well protected. I do think it's because of my mental illness, not going to lie. I think my mental illness lets the cracks in, lets the light in, which gives me my gifts of, all my psychic gifts. But the cracks also let the demons in. It lets the dark comes in too. And I have to be very careful not to let the dark in. And I don't know how to exactly protect myself. When I was smoking pot, it was my chakras are wide open. And I was constantly having, a lot of, mental illness problems and a lot of problems that I didn't realize were the demons were able to get in better because I was opening my chakras, being stoned night and day. I quit smoking pot because I was threatened with my life. Last Saturday.
With her goddess.
No, with the demons.
Oh, the demons.
The demons were saying, swallow your pill, swallow your pill. They were going crazy. Right. I was going to kill myself. I was literally going to kill myself. And I said, Steve, take me home, because I was out in the van with Steve. And I was literally on the verge of suicide until I came in my room, sat down, and Hecate, my goddess, came through and said, you want my protection? I asked you to quit smoking pot last year. What did you do?
You didn't listen.
You didn't fucking listen. You want my protection? Quit smoking pot. I quit smoking pot right there. And right there, my whole life changed. I can't even explain to you. I'm so protected as much as I can be right now with my mental illness. But anyone who is a sensitive, I did say this in the last video, and I just want to touch it real quick. If you are sensitive, if you are an empath, and you think the marijuana is helping your depression, it is not. If you think it is helping your anxiety, it is not. If you are a regular person, maybe who is not wide open and have all the sensitive empath, psychic kind of thing going on, maybe it does relax you. Maybe it does ease your anxiety. But if you are any sort of psychic, it lets the demons in. Your chakras are open. You're unable to close them when you're stoned. So I have some CBD oil I came across, and I want, now that I haven't been smoking pot, you can't tell what CBD is doing while you're like smoking pot all day. You know what I'm saying? Like the THC. So I tried the CBD oil yesterday because I was having a hard time. I obviously didn't get healed after the bullshit. My shoulders were tense, and I was like, ugh. So I took some of the CBD. It tasted like hell, just for the record. But anyway, the CBD did work. So I want sensitive and empaths to know that CBD is awesome. It is helpful. It does not let in the demons. It does not open cracks up to the other side. It does not open up all your chakras. So it's the THC that's dangerous. I'm giving up pot for a year. And
if I say dangerous, it's dangerous if you're not protected. So
you're not protected if your chakras are wide open. I was told I could smoke pot after a year, but only a tiny amount, like every Saturday or something.
So when I was a young teenager,
it's not good for you.
And I partook. I was able to hear 50 to 100 dark witches attacking me because they knew who I was before I knew who I was.
Because your chakras got all open and you couldn't close them.
And I was like, shut the door! And I was able to hear what's called a banshee, and that's going to be on one of our spinning wheel.
Radio.
Banshee. But now that I am blessed and more into my gifts, I can open up some doors easier. But I've had some doors even, I want to say 2 years ago. Like I partook, and I went to a place in Litchfield, the Bohemian Pizza place. They had a fire outside, and I'm like, I know a few witches in this area. And so I went out there, and I was kind of like a little arrogant because I'm like, well, let's see what happens tonight.
Not you.
Let's see what happens tonight. I got out there, I'm drinking, I partook. I'm not sure if this was the evening that I saw what looked like those big orange nets that they would have at carnivals around with the little diamond holes in it, but it was laid this way going across that I was tapping into some frequency. I was like, whoa, this is freaking cool.
I've tapped into some shit being stoned for 20 years.
So I'm like, you know what? We're not going to start shit. Stop, that. You're out to come have a good time, not to do battle. Just leave. So I didn't leave with my tail up between my legs. I just left. So I got in my vehicle. I'm driving down the road, and out of my radio comes, I thought you didn't want any of this. Run away. And I was like, entering my space as I'm leaving, run away. And I'm like, relax, calm down, go to sleep. We'll deal with this. So I'm like, you son of a gun. So I drive home. In the mornings, I usually wake up, connect to the realms, and I connect to the realms in the morning, and all of a sudden I see flashes like starbursts. And then as the flashes, starbursts are going, like, we're getting your message. Big black ooze comes in, and it's closing the connection and blocking me between all the stars flashing. We hear you. And I'm like, really? And I freaking was like, I put a post that morning. Oh, you want to stop my connection to the heavens? You want to enter into my vehicle through my radio and tell me run? Oh, I got you.
I run personally. I'm the one who's like, see you bosses later.
All that did was inspire me.
He's a fighter, obviously.
That inspired me.
But demon slayer.
But that's deep down the rabbit hole. Shit. Having them to have the capability. So my God in heaven has power. Her God Hecate has power.
Absolutely.
The opposition, different gods, they have power. Never underestimate the enemy. Choose your path. Hopefully it's a path of light.
For the record, Jesus is my God, which is Christian, which is hilarious, and Hecate is my goddess. Just in case anyone wanted to know who my God is, really? I do have a God who's of Norse mythology who checks in on me, but I have not really connected to him.
Who was that guy?
It's Odin. And the reason is because since I was a child, I was able to communicate with Jesus, and I have such a bond, like he's my best friend, like I have such a bond that I can't connect with another God. Jesus was a real man. So when he crossed over, his spirit is real as much as the dead people I talked to. So as a child, I talked to him, had like normal, didn't realize it wasn't normal. So when I switched over to Wicca and I did come into Hecate, I still believe the Virgin Mary, but Hecate definitely keeps me in line, which I appreciate. But I do want to say I'm not 100% anti-Christian because, I say Hail Marys, then Hail Marys always work, in the pinch, just like in football. And Jesus is my God. So just so everyone knows that I'm kind of both in a weird way, which is why we find common ground. Other witches who kind of are anti-Christian may not find the common ground there. Do you want to talk about Kenny Rogers or Prince?
No, well, I want why either one of them here.
Well, I just
thought of Kenny Rogers when Kenny Rogers brought Jesus down to you when you were talking about Jesus.
I was thinking of my wing earlier. Interesting. Right. Yep.
So Kenny Rogers came down and
on the boat where we got no sound. I know it's Palo Santo. You want us to light it or something? It's a wooden stick and it's from South America. Supposedly stronger than sage for evil.
This is the sage.
That's a sage stick.
This is the sage stick.
And this is a loose sage. Well, I'm not going to pull it out because it's all got ashes in it.
All right.
But I have loose sage in there too.
Hey! Thank you. So it's funny because when she was talking about Jesus in my mind, I thought about Kenny Rogers on one of our last missions that I didn't have the sound. Brought Jesus first. He was talking to her. I don't know whether it was her
Kenny
wings
Rogers
first or Kenny Rogers or my wings first.
Yeah, it was Ken. I'll say it because I remember that. Okay, so we brought Kenny Rogers through on purpose because we've done it before off camera. So we brought him through on purpose, and I can't remember everything we said, but I do know one of the things he said was, Steve's wings are intact, and he showed me Steve's white wings perfectly intact. Then he goes over and he shows me my wings. I'm going to cry because my left wing is all not completely damaged, but damaged enough where you wouldn't think I could fly. And there's a lot of people with intact wings that never leave the ground. And so when he showed it to me, I started crying because I know the pot letting the demons in over the years is basically the reason that my left wing is fucked up. I was crying because it's my own fault. It's still, I feel like shit about it. I always will. But he sang to me, well, he didn't sing to me. He put this tune in my head of Martina McBride of, I'm not going to sing it today, but she flies with a broken wing. Man, you ought to see her fly if you don't know the lyrics to that song. I did sing it on the last video. My voice is screwed up today. And the fact is what Kenny Rogers was trying to say is even people with intact wings never get off the ground. Even though you're that damaged, look at you fly. You have been flying high even though your wing is like that. And now that I quit smoking pot for the, like I said, maybe I'll have a couple tokes, I have to do it completely for a year, but I'll have a couple tokes in my lifetime, but, I'm not trying to cause any more damage to myself because, it's amazing that I can fly, basically, and I'm crying because it was beautiful, and then the song came through, and that was beautiful.
So you must have recognized Kenny's in the house.
Yeah, I did, because the wing came through at some point when you were talking about something else.
So
and then the earrings keep coming through. The earrings keep coming
earrings
through.
For Prince?
I don't even know the hell I put them, which is annoying because we're on camera now. Of course, I don't know where I put them.
So we brought through Prince last time, and then after we brought him through, I think it was the next day.
No, we got in the van. We got in the van.
It wasn't the same. Was it the same day?
Oh my God, it was a 9-hour day. So we get in the van after bringing Prince through on the video with no sound, and God bless us. And so I don't remember everything Prince said, but I know we got back out to the van after we shot the video, and Prince started talking to me and saying something like, he dedicated a song. He said, what did he? I don't know.
Sexy bitch.
Sexy motherfucker. If you guys know it, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, watch her part.
You're a sexy motherfucker. I don't care. What do you do? I can edit it, right? Yeah. Anyway, that came through, and he said something like, "I wish you were my Apollonia. I wish you were my wife." And I was like,
and you never said that part to me.
No, I didn't. He said, I wish that he could marry me or something like that is what I said to Steve. And in my head, he said, I wish you were Apollonia. As in, like, I also sing as well and things like that. And I was overcome, and I didn't say it out loud. So we had a crazy day to say, we'll skip the rest of it. Skip right to the Durham Green where they're having like a farmer's market. And he's like,
Thursday.
We're going to stop here.
She's like, I'm
like, can we go home? And we already passed a store that was Brenda something feed. And I said, I see the words feed Brenda. Are people not hearing me? I'm hangry right now. It's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No one's feeding me. No one cares. Now we're stopping at this Durham. Are we really? So I'm all angry. So we get up there, and I'm losing my anger. I'm walking around, and we're looking at things. And I just, out of nowhere, this guy had a jewelry booth. And this pair of earrings just caught my eye. Wham! And I look at them, and I thought they were labradorite because I have bad eyesight. I did not read what it said on the sticker on the earrings. And I will show off the earrings when I find them. And
find them?
Yeah, they're up there. I know where they are. I just don't want to get. I don't want to get up.
What was the name on it?
So they're abalone shell earrings. So I said, "Wow, what a light colored labradorite." And the guy goes, "No, it's abalone. Abalone shell."
And my bell
and he
started
comes in
going
behind
off.
me and goes, "What did you say?"
Apollonia, isn't that the girl he was married to or dating on the movie that he had with the Purple Rain?
And I hadn't said Apollonia out loud to him, but the abalone just did something to him. Went Apollonia, and then he bought me the earrings, which he got a deal, but they were $48 earrings, and which we're not dating, so I was very grateful.
Well, you can thank Prince for that.
That's what he said. You can thank Prince for that one. And so those are my Apollonia earrings directly from Prince, which I do talk to all the time by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he likes me.
Must be.
That's my bitch, not yours.
Oh, yeah. So I get back to the van with the earrings, and he says, what does Prince think about the earrings? And at the fair, Steve says to me, these $48 earrings, he says, well, I'm not your love interest, because I'm just being sarcastic. And I said, you are today, honey. Just trying to get the earrings, just being a smart ass. And so we laugh, we get the earrings, we go back to the van, and he says, what does Prince think of the earrings? And Prince goes, you're my bitch today.
That is too funny.
I'm your bitch always, baby. Okay.
That is too funny. And I always tip my hat to Bren with her gifts because her gifts are exciting to me like my gifts are exciting to her. And one of the things that was shown to me by God, Source, the Creator, whatever you want to call him, is that you all have a piece of the puzzle. But until you bring your pieces of the puzzle together, you will not have a full understanding. And I was like, that was just one message.
That's something that I've heard they say. There's a grain of truth in every religion, and if you pick the grain of truth out in every religion and put it together, it would make up the closest thing there is to the truth.
Right.
And that's why you say what you just said with pieces of the puzzle. That reminds me that, like I say, each religion's got pieces of the puzzle. If they would all get together and put the right pieces of the puzzle together, we'd have a bigger understanding. Everyone would have a global understanding, more of what is the other side, what is heaven, what is God, all of those philosophical questions.
So in actually receiving messages from God, I now, hardest question to ever answer, took me 2 weeks to answer it. Do you consider yourself to be a prophet? I'm like, hello. I'll get back with you on that. 2 freaking weeks later, I got back to him. Well, all a prophet is somebody who received a message directly from God. And
I call it spirit, so maybe does that make me a prophet?
Spirit, God.
I'm not that I don't believe in Jehovah, your God. I'm just saying when I do readings.
I don't call my God Jehovah.
Oh, well, I'm just saying
I go by many names.
I'm just trying to distinguish the difference between that and Odin, so to speak. Okay.
Right.
But when I get messages during a reading, I just call it spirit.
My God is the God in heaven who sent his son Jesus down.
Right, which is the reason I say Jehovah is I'm just trying to distinguish it from I believe in many gods. Right. So if other people are pagans out there, I believe in other gods.
How much time we got left? My mind wants to go. Hold on. We have, I got to take this off. It is 50 minutes. We have 10 minutes.
Okay, all right.
We have 10 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Right. Wow, that went by quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's not just talk about Odin. Let's bring him through.
Oh wow! I don't connect to them often because I feel guilty. You want to know why? I feel guilty to Jesus. I literally do. Like if I connect with Odin, is Jesus going to be jealous and mad at me? But here we go.
We split time and space yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
We hit everybody. Otis was aware. Jesus was aware. God was aware. Spirit was aware. Mother Earth was aware. We shook the foundations of not just Earth, but of the universe.
My hands still hurt. You're gonna have to heal me. You can heal me on camera afterwards. Both my. I've been trying. You see me doing this. I got the stones. I'm like.
So basically, different parts of. I'm gonna call it the opposition, not the enemy.
You want to talk about?
I'm gonna label it the opposition because they don't want this happening. So they're going to attack her, try to attack me. But anyhow, see, all I got to do is
ask questions. Odin's here. Ask questions.
Tell him I said hello.
He hears you.
Hello.
Hello.
So, have you, do you know of me before today?
Yes. Wow, I didn't expect that answer.
Cool.
But Hecate said yes, and she's of a Greek mythology.
So I just got confirmation from the realm, so I get an electrical current that goes through me for confirmation for truth. So I call it confirmation.
You do the thing where your hair stands up on your arm.
My hair stands up, goosebumps.
I have a friend who does that too, that was in the car that day, who does the same thing.
What does Odin, what does Odin call his kingdom?
It's not exactly a kingdom.
All right, so where are you right now?
Between the realms.
Aw, are you okay?
I'm on the realm. There's 7 realms in Norse mythology, and the top one is Valhalla, which Valhalla means it's for warriors, the highest set of warriors. So let's just say, in your religion, you would go to Valhalla when you died personally.
So that was my next question. Do you consider me a warrior?
I do. Yeah, he does. Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So Valhalla is say you die in spiritual battle, or you die in the name of the gods of Norse mythology, and in battle, your bravery is rewarded by going to the highest of high heavens. But the hilarious thing in Valhalla, do you know what you do? They enjoy doing? They continue to practice doing the warrior. They continue to fight And for fun, it's like just at a medieval dinner with they do the thing on the fencing shit, that's what they do for fun. For fun, that is so you. If it's not you, I don't even know.
I used to do this all of my life.
Now that doesn't sound like heaven to me. I'm all set, thanks, which is probably why I'm not as protected.
So
I'm not a warrior.
When did I first get Odin's attention?
When you started, probably when you met me, probably because he hangs around me. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think when I met you. That's the question. He said when you met me, but when did we meet?
So
how many years ago?
He hasn't
4 years ago.
He hasn't met me. He started
asking me to do my psychic stuff more publicly, and that's when I started doing fairs and stuff and getting out. So Odin knew of you at the first psychic fair that I was talking about on episode 1. Right. So he knew of you from the start because you came up and cleared everything right away. Right. So he was obviously aware of that. He wasn't connected as well at the time, so losing him as a connection wasn't noticeable as Hecate.
Is Odin able to see my energies as he looks at me?
He does, and I do think you were a warrior for him. He keeps showing you with a sword, just a sword, shield. He's showing you as a warrior, like I don't know how to explain it. Like your idea of heaven is Valhalla, and what you believe to be true about the other side in heaven is true. So what Odin is saying, you don't believe in him, but he believes in you because you're heaven.
Why would he say I don't believe in him?
Well, I'm just saying what he's saying. Okay.
So Odin, I've heard of you. I've seen you. When you say I don't believe in you, that would be a false statement. I just don't worship you.
Okay, that's what he means.
Do you understand that difference?
Yes, and he's not insulted as I would thought he'd been.
Right. Okay.
But he's saying.
So basically,
when you do go to
smiling
heaven,
right now when I'm doing this.
He really likes you. You're one of the biggest spiritual warriors. You see what I'm saying? Like, you may not realize this. You go back up to Valhalla, and Jesus goes, "Hey, here's your mission." And you're like, "Oh, so I'm not going to fight up here. I got to go back to Earth and fight. See ya." So you are a warrior who never stays in Valhalla. For some reason, you keep reincarnating because you're a strong warrior. You're never done with your mission. So you don't ever go to some people get to a place where they stay on the other side and they don't reincarnate. They're done. You're never done. I don't know if I'm ever done yet either. I mean, we'll see, right? I don't.
So that's
think,
cool
I
stuff.
don't know
Does he have any advice for me?
Something about your teeth. Is there something about your teeth? Have you
had a little off? I'm not. I don't have beautiful, pretty teeth.
No, I mean, like, have you ever had one knocked out or in a fight or something?
A gold one.
No, like worried about the protection of your teeth, as in like in a fight. Maybe in a past life you keep losing teeth in fights.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Well, I'm pretty extremely quick. Was extremely.
He's showing me somebody punching you in the teeth and you're losing your teeth. That's why I asked you flat out in real life.
Is this a past lifetime or to come?
Possibly to come. Maybe that's a warning.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's it. But ask him that.
No, that's why I gave you the answer he gave you.
Huh? Wow.
So that's why I said I'm sorry. I apologize on my behalf for having to give a message.
So would this be from what I would call the opposition that worships Satan or the devil? Mm-hmm.
You're a spiritual warrior. The opposition is always after you. You're always after them. It's been a constant battle for millions of years.
What is his take on an archangel telling me that I am Azrael?
He's not familiar with the angelic realm. So that's what he's telling me. He's not sure. So he's honestly not sure if you're Azrael or not. So he's not invalidating you or not. He's saying, I don't know.
Has he met me on any of my recycles through?
Yes, I'm telling you, you've been to. I feel like you've been to Valhalla.
Did I have a different name when I passed through? What was the last name he would have recalled me or coming through? Well, that's why I said he had met me before. You said 4 years ago.
Right.
If it was only 4 years ago, that wouldn't have been in one of my recycles.
He calls you what I call you.
What's that?
The Demon Slayer.
The Demon Slayer.
And my daughter,
Odin calls me the Demon Slayer.
That's why I called you the Demon Slayer from day one. It comes from him. I guess I just found out today. My daughter says to me, recently, do you know that there's a Demon Slayer thing in anime that's this big thing? So you should look into it. But when we call you the Demon Slayer, there's actually this huge big cult fan around an anime character who's called the Demon Slayer. Supposedly, I don't do anime or anything.
Note to self: remember the Demon Slayer in anime.
So.
That's actually cool. If you've never been to
Hecate just chimed in. Yes, she calls you the Demon Slayer also.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
She likes you.
True, sir.
Oh my God! Even after you were obnoxious and I had to scorch you out of my house.
That's cool. How's she doing today?
Good. She said.
Right,
She's like,
cool.
she said she was really good. Thank you. Is what she really said.
You take a lot of my talking to where I'm at as, like your grandmother told you. He's
it's
not
my
arrogant. That's your perception
of what.
So I am very loving, very understanding, always trying to break bread and communication with the different paths, the different realms. I don't look down on anybody.
No, I never thought you looked down on anybody. What I used to perceive you as before I really got to know you was, who does this guy thinks he is? This guy just thinks he is. This guy thinks he is Zeus and Jesus all at once. He is unreal. He's got such an ego. He's so arrogant. That voice is so horrible and gross. Because it scares demons. So his voice is supposed to be like that. It's just the least sexy thing I've ever heard in my life.
What does Odin and Hecate think of the wheel with the different things in there? Do they have a different topic that they would like to chime in with to try to probably put on the wheel? I think I have a few spots left.
They're going to say the obvious. They said the obvious, both of them. Talk a little bit about Greek mythology, and you can always
mythology
and Norse. And I have to study more. Like I said, I'm not as studied up on Norse mythology as I am on Greek mythology, but I can really study up on it. We can both study up on it and have a discussion. Although it may not be something that's on the wheel permanently, she said, because once the discussion's been had, it's one of those things that you can revisit it, but once the discussion kind of happens, she said it's just going to be pretty definitive, where you're going to remove it from the wheel and add other stuff, and you can't revisit it because a year or two later we could be, this should be doing like this video that our mission should be lasting years and years and years, so we can keep it aside and revisit it another year.
What does Odin is in Valhalla.
Odin is not in Valhalla.
Okay, Odin's not in Valhalla. So where is Odin? I asked where he was.
Above Valhalla.
Above Valhalla. So what does Odin call that? Did I ask him what he calls it?
You're going to get pissed about blasphemy, but I am the God Most High. I don't call it heaven, but I call the place above Valhalla the place Most High. For the place, for the one Most High.
You say,
the one Most High.
Right. So, does he understand that there are other gods that would consider themselves also the one Most High?
Oh, yeah, he's absolutely aware of other gods, yes.
Right. But that they would also want to claim that title.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. Right. So just so that you understand, there are other gods.
And they're all aware of each other, which is interesting that we're talking about it, because I wasn't sure things you ask me questions, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that kind of thing. So the fact that gods all the pagan gods are aware of each other no matter what pantheon is interesting to me. Wow, they're all aware of each other. Yes. Cool. Fucking cool.
That is cool.
And he's aware of Jesus. So, Jesus actually likes it, he just said. Right. Jesus, Jesus does not feel like a competition.
Jesus is about love.
But Odin is the same. Odin they don't feel competition is what I'm getting. They all do their own thing, and they don't feel egotistical and combative over who's the most holy and high. Right. So, nobody's got the ego kind of thing. They all just do their own thing. And, they actually, I've heard, what is it? When you get to collaborate together on certain things, actually. So
what is the biggest thing right now that collaboration needs to be done to basically save what is going, let me first do this here.
Make it quick. We're already up there.
Are you aware that there is major destruction at hand?
That's why you were sent here. That's what he said.
Wow. So what would be your advice as to helping me before things get to that point where my actual mission is at hand?
Part of your mission is reptilians. He's saying you look for me and you to both look more into the reptilians.
Right.
That's going to be he
What-
said that's going to be a constant on the wheel
Right.
because there's so much information
Was-
and education.
Was he paying
and stuff.
attention when I brought through the reptilians?
He must have been because like right away he's trying to
jumped on the reptilians.
he's really like reptilians is a big thing of your mission. Like you're saying, it's almost Armageddon in between the reptilians and the humans. And you had to explain what reptilians were to me because I didn't even know. So I definitely need more.
So
research.
she didn't even know what reptilians was about.
Till
She's
like
I
3
haven't
days
got
ago,
a clue.
or a week
And
ago.
they came. So I'm a portal, basically through time and space, and we brought it through for her, and she freaked the hell out. She freaked all the teeth, saw the face, ran back down the hatches. This is crazy.
No, I went. Nancy was next to you, and you were in front of the camera, and I'm going, stop it, Steve! I see it. It's rearing its teeth at me. It looks like a mini dinosaur with big teeth, just right. And my head was like there's swords through my head. I was just like, stop it! Stop the pain, Steve, because I didn't know, and things like that. I don't remember my entire reaction because they're just obviously they're natural, they're not scripted. So I don't remember my total reaction, but I remember holding my head and screaming and explaining to you what it looked like and get rid of it. And I remember you did the Our Father and it backed up about half a mile away from me, and I was like, okay, I know it's there. I sense it's there, but it's far enough away not to bother me.
Who is all present right now in the room?
Hecate?
Yep.
Jesus.
Cool.
Let's see. Well, obviously Odin, we called him in. Kenny Rogers, Prince. Who else is in here? My father. Oh, God, we're in my room. My father, the little girl that died when I was in school, Laura, a girl that died at 19, Lauren Ackerman, my cousin Dorothy, my cousin Joanne, my husband, my dead baby father over here. So I've got 2 baby fathers.
So
I've got a room full of dead people, so that's just my life, especially here.
We're in Brens Den. Is it okay if I say the Lord's Prayer in Brens Den to see how this lovely energy and voice goes through the realms? And the audience?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
It'll probably help me, too, because you never said the Lord's Prayer when you healed me today. You just looked at me and did the hand thing. You didn't say the Lord's Prayer.
To the heavens and said it.
You didn't say it to me.
I didn't say it perfectly.
I want to hear it myself because I'm having still pain in my hands. Do you want to say the Lord's Prayer? Let's do it. Why don't you heal me?
I'm literally going to anything that's on her. You pay attention to everything.
All right. What do you want to do?
Oh, you just take my hands.
All right.
We're just going to blast them out for jumping out of the vessel.
All right. We need this anyway before we turn the camera off anyway. So, we can't have a conversation when you leave this house without doing this.
Our Father.
Take your glass off. I need to see your eyes.
You can't see them? Oh, these are
glare. There's a glare.
There's a glare? Okay. And you can let the audience, relax your eyes.
All right, I'm trying.
Let me know what you're seeing around you with all the other lovelies and pay attention to what's happening for your body.
My arms are in pain, from the shoulder down.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. We're only out of the camera, but that's it. So sit down. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.